Yes, that was close. Oh my God. '85 going north. Slow down, slow down. We're stopped just before the 182. Okay guys, so you obviously saw that accident footage and I want to talk about it real quick. So obviously I was not involved in it in any way, or at least I did not tag anyone. I thought I was going to, but I didn't. I wanted to sort of walk through what essentially happened. So I had just left from a 34 reset just outside of like Greensboro or something like that, near Charlotte, and it was like 5 in the morning when I left, so I'd just gotten up not too long ago. And we started heading up the 85 or 86, whatever that freaking highway was. And basically, so I have my cruise control set at 70 miles an hour. And just minding my own business. Obviously, as you saw in the video, a pickup truck was passing and a semi-truck was passing. They were both going about 75. This is still a 65 mile an hour zone, but anyways, the pickup truck starts to move over, and that's what I'm looking at that time. And instantly the pickup truck taps his brakes for a second, and then he turns on his left turn signal, and I didn't think anything of it. If you drive on the highway enough, you know that there's a ton of times people will move over in front and then tap their brakes to slow down or do whatever they're doing. So I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until the moment he suddenly went back into the left-hand lane that I saw the minivan with its four-ways on. And I was just like, oh boy, here we go. I basically 100% mashed the brake pedal. If I didn't do it 100%, I was damn close right at the start. And as soon as I started hitting, I was like, oh man, this thing is not going to stop in time. And it was at that moment that I realized my brakes are not that good. And I wasn't all that heavy. I was carrying that military load from Gulfport going over to Williamsburg, and that load was only about 8,000 pounds. So I didn't have my lift axle down. And the moment I got into the brakes, by the time I slowed down to about 45, the brakes were almost non-existent. They faded so badly and so quickly. I was honestly quite surprised. And so the moment I saw that I was not going to stop in time, I started to move over into the shoulder. I was going to miss the minivan in the shoulder. Whenever you're going to avoid something, if you can, always try to go to the right. Especially if you got two-way traffic. You don't want to go to the left into oncoming traffic. Unless, obviously, there's something there to the right. So anyways, I was going to avoid the minivan to the right. And that's what I'm focused on right now. I'm not paying attention to anything else over here. I do know there was a car to my left, and that's why I didn't go over to the left-hand lane at all. But anyway, so I'm starting to pass this minivan on the right, and all of a sudden he jumps down. And now I'm trying to figure out in that split second what I'm doing. So in that last split, you saw it got very close. I pulled it back over to the left. I knew that car was somewhere there. I haven't seen it in the couple seconds that's been going on, so he probably hit the brakes and fell back behind me some more since he could stop better. But anyways, I tried to keep it in my lane. The moment I saw that I was going to miss the minivan by mere inches, I could kind of relax. And right when I missed that minivan came to a stop, that's when I realized that semi actually went through the pickup truck and spun him 180 degrees. And at that point, I'm just like, kind of in a daze, like, okay, well, this just happened. I got it on the radio, shot it out. Chances, like, maybe 2 people here heard the message, but, I thought about it, let people know. And I started to make my way around, and I'm kind of clueless as to what happened. I saw there was a car in the ditch, there's some people on the shoulder. I had no idea what was going on. So I started to go around and everything. This is when the video cuts off. I started to go around into the far left-hand lane. There's parts everywhere. There's bumpers and pieces of plastic and metal everywhere. And so I went by, and honestly, I was going to keep going, because I knew that load kind of had to be there somewhat early in the day, and I didn't make as much progress as I did over the weekend because I was short on hours. So I wanted to make the time up and get there at a reasonable hour. That's why I kind of left a little bit earlier. But I got by everything, and I saw that semi that rear-ended the pickup truck. He was on the shoulder a little bit further down the highway where he could stop. And I was like, fine. I pulled in behind him. I was like, he's gonna need footage. I don't know if he had a camera or not, so I figured I'd stop and offer it, make sure he's okay. And that's what I did. I got out, asked the guy. He was an older guy, probably about in his mid-40s, black guy, real cool. Obviously shook up. I was a little shook up, you know, nerves were jumping around. And I asked him if he had a camera. He said no. I told him I could send him the footage, and he said please do. So all in all, I sent him that footage. State trooper eventually asked me, and I said I have footage of it, and I ended up sending it to the state trooper so that he could review it. And the whole time, we never really went back to the original accident scene where the pickup truck was rear-ended. We kind of stayed where we were at down the highway, and so I never saw the driver of the pickup truck or anything like that. Supposedly he went away in an ambulance. He was fine for the most part, but he did get transported to the hospital. And I guess what happened, what caused this accident, was that there was a barbecue grill in the highway. It was black and no one could see it. And I still don't know this 100% if this is the case, but I think from what I heard was the white car that you saw in the ditch hit the grill, and I think that semi-truck was involved in some way too, because if you look back at that footage, you can see skid marks where the semi-truck went off and stopped onto the shoulder. So he stopped pretty quick as well. And then 3 other cars were involved that were on the shoulder. I think all 3 of them ran over parts of this grill. And so when they were all hitting the brakes and whatnot is when the flatbed semi, the pickup, and I was coming into the scene. So when they were all hitting the brakes, we came in, and all of a sudden, oh my God, we got all stopped. So that's when that all started. And because that pickup truck moved into my lane, I was focused on him. By the time he moved back over, I mean, the rest is history. Everything was stopped right in front of me. He kind of blocked my view as to what was going on over him. Plus, it was early in the morning, so obviously you should be able to look past traffic and see what's going on, you know, way up ahead. And I didn't notice it. Obviously, you could say the same thing for that semi driver, though he was going a little bit quicker. That's to be the discretion of you guys, whether or not he was in the right or the wrong. Obviously, he rear-ended a truck, couldn't stop in time. He was fully loaded with rebar, and that rebar did shift forward about a foot. He's lucky he didn't go through the cab, so he did a good job strapping it down. A couple of the straps broke during that, but I know when the pickup truck spun around, he drug along the rub rail of the semi, so that's probably what broke the strap. That's another reason why you need to put your straps behind the rub rail, because if you get into an accident or you rub up against something, you don't want those straps to break. So semi guy got lucky. No idea if he's going to be put at fault for the accident or anything. So that's basically that. I sat there for about 2 hours on the side of the highway doing that, and finally got to take off. Made my delivery. Wasn't anything bad about that. So that was that situation. So all in all, I could talk forever. I ended up taking a load from Virginia over to Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and that didn't pay that good, but it got me into a good area. And now I got the stuff that you've seen on me here, or maybe, I don't know, this is a different video. I got roofing rolls and 2 outdoor fireplaces that I'm delivering to New Jersey. So yeah, that's it. Just wanted to explain that accident video and what happened there. So cool. That's it.